Welcome back to Topic Thursday. Today's topic is voice artists. Crane Productions 27 asks, who would you say your top 3 voice actors from the cartoon world are? In no particular order, Kevin Michael Richardson, Cree Summer, and Rob Paulsen. Is there a voice from a famous actor you love to do the most? Impression-wise, I would say Andrea Libman's voice as Fluttershy is the most fun for me to do. Because she's my favorite My Little Pony character, I've spent years learning to perfect it. I also have fun impersonating Fifi LaFume from time to time. If you had the honor to meet a famous voice actor in person, who would it be and why? If I had that honor, I would say I would love to meet Chris Sarandon, the speaking voice of Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's one of my favorite movies growing up, so I think it would be cool to meet the man who voices the creative skeleton. Plus, there are other non-voice actor roles of his that I love as well, like Prince Humperdinck from The Princess Bride, and his starring role on Fright Night. Liger Tamer 100 Shorts asks, who or what inspired you to voice act? That is a good question. I think what inspired me to voice act is the fact that I love cartoons and animation in general. I may not be the best actress, but I still learned and I still want to do better at it. Who are your most favorite and least favorite acting roles you did? My most favorite voice acting role I did is as the voice of Patsy from City Tramps. I also enjoy voicing as Tilly and Emma alongside with the other characters on the Railways of Crotoonia. In terms of my least favorite acting role, it would have to be my very first acting gig at 14. I did the narration in a Tongue/Salty's Lighthouse video, and I had laryngitis when I recorded my lines. Favorite voice actor or actress? I believe this question was already answered, but just in case, my favorite voice actor is Kevin Michael Richardson, and my favorite voice actress is Cree Summer. Favorite movie with voice actors? Ooh, that is an interesting question. It would be a tricky one to answer, but I think one of my favorite movies with voice actors is the documentary I Know That Voice. If I feel I had answered that question incorrectly, please let me know. Omidma's Pride asks, who are your favorite characters voiced by Peter Cullen? While he's mostly voiced characters like Optimus Prime, and he took over as the voice of Eeyore after Ralph Wright, I would say my favorite character that Peter Cullen voiced is Pete from the 1991 adaptation of The Little Engine That Could, and Bank Job Beagle from the original 1987 DuckTales series. Who are your favorite characters voiced by Tress MacNeille? Easily, Dot Warner from Animaniacs for one, and her voice as Pookie from Hey Arnold has a place in my heart. If James Earl Jones voiced a character in the Powerpuff Girls, what kind of character do you think he'd voice? That is an excellent question. With his powerhouse voice, I imagine he would voice as an all-powerful villain. Who are some voice actors that you've always wanted to meet? I've always wanted to meet my favorite ones I've mentioned before, but I also would like the chance to meet Kat Soucie. I also would like to meet Dan Castellaneta, so we can sign that picture that I drew for the Simpsons Not It fan art contest that I entered and won. Powerpup97 asks, who are your top 5 favorite voice actors from Disney's classic era, pre-Michael Eisner? In no particular order, Sterling Holloway, Pat Buttram, Verna Felton, Cliff Edwards, and Barbara Luddy. If Dom DeLuise voiced a character in The Land Before Time, what kind of a character do you think he would voice? Type of character and personality. I imagine he would voice an herbivore dinosaur. Knowing his comedy, he would voice a funny and goofy dinosaur, though one that would also fit with the tone of the movie. Favorite characters voiced by Tara Strong? I would say I really enjoyed the original Bubbles and Twilight Sparkle. Favorite characters voiced by Kat Soucie? I would say Fifi LaFume and Tilly from the 1991 Little Engine That Could role that I unofficially took over. Who are your top 5 voice actors from the modern era, 1980s onward? I'll go ahead and list voice artists that I hadn't already listed. Tom Kenny, Jill Talley, Jennifer Hale, Kimberly Brooks, Candy Milo, Nancy Cartwright, Maurice LaMarche, Jeff Glenn Bennett, Jim Cummings, and Frank Welker. Official Cruise Ship Studio asks, do you have a favorite anime voice actor/actress? English dub-wise, I think that it would be Patrick Seitz. The English voice of Germany from Axis Powers Hetalia is really good. In regards to Japanese seiyuu, I would say Megumi Hayashibara, the voice of girl-type Ranma in Ranma 1/2, and the original voice of Musashi on Pokemon. You might know her better as Jessie. DCQT8CB asks, who is your favorite MLP voice actor or voice actress? No John Howard Andrea Libman, but I also have a soft spot for John Delancey as Discord. Amazing Vids and More 3020 asks, which voice actors do you think it will work best for my train characters, Susan, Trixie, Penny, Maddie, Katie, Bella, Jenna, Delilah, Lindsay, Eva, Amy, Lenny, Luna, Boxy, Breaker, and a cutie? Since most of them are your characters, that decision should be ultimately up to you to figure out. For a cutie, since she's me, I would voice her. Your local Sesame Street fan guy asks, who is your favorite SpongeBob SquarePants voice actor or actress? That is a good question indeed. I would say I really enjoy Jill Talley, the voice of Plankton's computer wife, Karen. I also have a soft spot for Mary Jo Catlett, the voice of Mrs. Puff. Johnny Kobayakawa TV asks, who is your favorite Tugs voice actor or actress? Another good question, considering all of the actors in that show were amazing. I really enjoy Sean Barrett when his voices as Big Mac, Zebedee, the Fire Tug, and Sea Rogue, among others. And the Cedrian A016 asks, favorite voice actors from Thomas? I would say Keith Wickham, Teresa Gallagher, David Bazzella, and Toguigawa. Thank you for listening.